Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watch List. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for AFI Top 100 10-Year Revisited.
Oh, yeah.
But before we begin, let us tell the viewers and the listeners what they should do.
Pretty please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below. Your feedback on the show.
Sure.
Thoughts, questions, comments, queries, all that jazz.
All that jazz. Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one, including What's Next, the show where we'll help you figure out what to watch next. A little episode I like to call Life of Chuck.
Oh,
Nobody Too.
Nobody too. And the
Home.
home.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Today is AFI Top 100. Tomorrow is movie news. We'll preview Naked Gun, which finally getting Australian cinemas, and also Relay.
Ooh, Thriller
Relay.
Trash.
Thriller Trash. And then it is Movie Championship belt holder this week on Friday, and it's 1972.
Yep,
Great times.
back in time.
Let us get on to today's show, and today's show is all about movie number 14 on the AFI Top 100 10-Year Visited list, and it is Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho.
Yes.
Have you seen it before?
No, I actually haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, that's
I've watched a lot of other works, but not the Psycho.
pity you couldn't watch this movie without knowing the ending.
Yeah.
Because when I watched this movie when I was young, I didn't know. And so
the
it was
twist.
great. It was great.
Oh.
Yeah, it was great. So it's a pity that you knew the twist, but anyway.
Yeah.
Where do we watch it? We own a copy. But you can stream this currently on Foxtel in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Peacock in the States because it's a Universal property,
Oh,
owned property.
that makes sense.
But we do own a Blu-ray copy. The elevator pitch. When a secretary takes $40,000, she goes missing. And then we find out how.
Investigate, yeah.
It is directed by Alfred Hitchcock. We've had
We've had
Rear Window.
Rear Window
And we've had North by Northwest.
And we'll have another film.
Still have Vertigo. Screenplay was Joseph Stefano, based on the book by Robert Bloch, known as Psycho. Produced by Alfred Hitchcock. Cinematographer is John L. Russell. Edited by George Tibasani. Bernard Herrmann does the music. Great job here. Shamley Productions, which is Alfred Hitchcock's own production company. Distributed by Paramount Pictures. Release date was June 16th, 1960. And running time was 109 minutes. Budget was $806,000, which was very low at the time. And had a massive box office. Let's go into detail of the movies.
Of that year.
We've already had a couple already on the list. It's a very popular year for movies. Number 10 was From the Terrace, Ocean's 11. The Apartment, which has already been on the list.
Yeah.
Butterfield 8, starring Elizabeth Taylor. The World of Susie Wong. The Alamo. Swift Families Robinson.
Yeah.
That was a childhood
Disney.
favourite. Exodus, Psycho, and Spartacus, which is also on the list. And it was directed by last week's director, Stanley Kubrick. Hannah.
Yes.
Psycho was on the list before. Now it was on the original list. And it is up 4 pots from 18 to 14. So there you go.
Okay.
Research for this episode was done. Mm-hmm. Has a great director's commentary. It also has the behind the scenes. They interviewed Joseph Stefano, the writer. Also interview his biographer, which they wrote a biography on the making of Psycho, and they turned that into a movie starring Anthony Hopkins and Helen Mirren, who played Mr. and Mrs. Hitchcock.
Interesting.
The cast of this movie was Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates. Now, Anthony Perkins was a day player for Paramount Pictures. They were trying to make him sort of like a pin-up before...
this movie? Oh.
Before, Hitchcock picked him up. Vera Miles played Lily Crane. She was actually contracted to Hitchcock because she owed him a picture. She pulled out 3 weeks before Vertigo started. So we'll go into that in more.
When we discuss Vertigo?
John Gavin did. It was Sam Loomis. Malcolm Balsam was a private investigator. We've had Mountain on the list before for 12 Angry Men.
Yep.
John McIntyre played the deputy sheriff. Simon Oakland, Dr. Richmond. Pat Hitchcock was Caroline, which is Alfred Hitchcock's daughter.
Oh.
Vaughan Taylor played George Lowry. And Janet Leigh played Marion Crane.
Yeah.
The reason why you might know Janet Leigh now is that she's Jamie Lee Curtis's mother.
Yeah.
She was married to Tony Curtis, which we had on the list for Spartacus. And we also had on the list for Something Like It Hot.
Yep.
Janet Leigh was also one of the main stars of Touch of Evil with Orson Welles. So, yeah. The mother in the was played by Virginia Gregg, and Janet Nolan make uncredited appearances as the mother.
Yeah.
Okay, so Psycho is based on Rob Bloch's 1959 novel of the same name, which is loosely based on Ed Gein, who was a grave robber and murderer.
Oh, okay.
And he was a famous murderer. He each had deceased by him cutting off their heads, and he sealed in the room as a shrine to his mother. He dressed in his mother's clothes, and he was apprehended after killing 2 women, I think.
Oh,
yeah, so there you go. Peggy Robertson, longtime assistant of Alfred Hitchcock, gave him the story, and it was from like a New York Times.
Best of? Or?
No, it's like a column that one of the writers writes, Criminals at Large.
Oh, okay.
And
That's what she was following.
Yeah, and then so she would, because they would work together on picking the next story. So he'd come off North by Northwest, which we've had on the list before.
Yeah.
And he was looking for his next story. And so he was really, like, finding it hard to find. He would go around and try and find the next story, and he would normally struggle.
Yeah, trying to gravitate towards something.
And then, so she told him about the story, and he goes, "Oh, is there a book about it?" And he goes, "Yeah." But the Paramount boys have already passed on the book. He read it, and he loved it. And his idea was he was going to create a horror movie, but from a stylized director. And he thought all these horror movies had been made by B directors. He was going to make it, from the Hitchcock.
Class.
Give a class. Hitchcock, Hitchcock always thought of himself as an outsider that no one got. But he was like one of the best known directors. He'd made 46 movies. He had been nominated for Academy Awards. He'd worked with the best actors in all the world, but he thought of himself as an outsider.
I'm just above the class.
So when he acquired the book, he got the secretary to go around and buy all the copies. He didn't want anyone to know what happened at the end of the story.
That's okay. That's great.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So he
No, you can't read that yet.
So he had a contract with Paramount to do one more picture. He had a couple of border projects, and he disliked all the projects that Paramount brought him. He trusted only a few people, including Robinson, to find the right material. Paramount did not want him to do this movie at all. He was doing his TV show at the time.
Oh, yeah.
He said, okay, and he talked to his wife about this because Alma was his wife. They made a lot of pictures together. She was his boss at one time. They met on making a picture. He was like the assistant director. And they'd worked together on many, many pictures together. Mm-hmm. And he said, look, I can make this movie for like $800,000. He went to his agent. His agent said, well, we can get 40% of the movie and we'll get them to, make the movie and we will produce it. So that's what he did.
Oh,
and so
okay,
he
yeah.
got his camera people and his craft people from his television show, The Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and he did on his own stay on stages, and that's why he made it for $800,000 just to make it work. He filmed it on the Universal lots using his Shamley Productions, and Paramount would distribute. He didn't get his usual $250,000 director's fee. He put his house up. He produced the stake in the film, and he also got the negative of the film, which was accepted. And
Wow.
so that's how it came about.
Really believed in it.
Yeah, this screenplay. So that Universal tour
Yes.
that we've been on, and many people have been
So
on.
this is at the Hollywood Studios,
Yeah.
Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Studios.
So that's where they filmed it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's that actual. That's
and-
why, comparably to the Orlando one, the Hollywood one is actually, it was a film set.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole theme park idea. And
Yeah.
yeah, you get to actually see this real life film set.
Okay, so Joseph P. Kavanagh, who was a writer on the Alfred Hitchcock Presents, he wrote the first draft of the script, but it didn't pop for Hitchcock, so he got Joseph Stefano, and how he, like in the documentary and the behind the scenes, he had a meeting with Hitchcock and said to him, oh, sorry, I'm late, I'm going to see my psychiatrist, I have issues with my mother. And then Hitchcock goes, this guy's perfect. This guy's perfect for us. So
What a guy.
So in the book, right, he was seen as overweight, totally unstable, had alcoholism, he cut people's heads off, all these things. But he changed that, Stefano, he changed it to like a more good-looking person, loved his mother, and so that's where he changed it all as well.
Almost like an ordinary guy.
Yeah. Another thing in the character that Jenna Lee plays, she was in the movie a lot longer, but decisions were she was going to get cut off very early.
Oh.
So 20 minutes in instead of being over half the picture.
Yep.
So just the little things like that. So 20-minute mark she was in the movie for. So you got to remember at the time he'd come off like North by Northwest. It was a picture for MGM. It was a big hit. It starred Cary Grant, Eva Marie Saint.
Oh, it's like a big action thriller.
Yeah.
It's
espionage.
over the top.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
huge.
A lot of people wanted him to make Casino Royale, which was
the next Bond.
yeah,
a Bond
but
movie.
they didn't own the rights to that. Another studio did, and so they were trying to get him to direct that. This
That
is
makes
where
a lot of sense.
He was in a big, but he wanted to do this. He wanted to do this movie, which is huge. What other really great stories there it comes to this? So at the time that we've been talking about this code a lot in the AFI Top 100, and the code had started just whittling away, but still, like this movie was going to show. An affair.
Yep.
This is going to show partial nudity. It's going to show a shower scene. It was also going to show a toilet, and all those things were banned.
Yes.
So he had to
meet
with the seal guys, so the people that sealed the movie that he would allow to show it in America. He would meet with those guys, and how he would get that seal was he would bring them on the journey, and he would say to them, come along to set, all these little things, you get to approve everything. And basically what happened was he sort of tricked him into it. He said, look, give me the shower scene where it's a suggested killing and suggested all these things, and you can come in and direct the bedroom scenes. And he would set up a set, and no one would turn up, and then he'd get the green light for this movie. That's how he would work around it.
Oh, I love that's a little naughty, but that makes a lot of sense. He had a particular idea in mind. He had to work around. He found a way.
Yeah. Okay, so so when he was doing this movie, like other movies had popped up. You know, I talked about Casino Royale. There was a movie with Audrey Hepburn that Paramount wanted to do. So Paramount were trying to control this set because they were really worried that the prestige of having a Hitchcock movie, they were going to get wasted on a B movie script and a B movie slasher film. And, you know...
It's a waste of potential to there.
Yeah, but, you know, Hitchcock was...
a creative. He knows what he's doing.
But he also said, look, mate, you make Martin and Lewis pictures. You make D. Martin and Jerry Lewis pictures. How dare you say that this picture's not up to your standard? You know what I mean?
That is so funny.
Yeah. So he was about just making this movie as cheap as possible because he put up his own house.
Yeah.
Make it cheap as possible, and so that he picked those actors. He picked, you know, that's how he convinced Jenna Lee that she was going to be in it for a short amount of time. She wanted to work with Alfred Hitchcock, and you know, she paid for like a quarter of her usual fee, you know, because you know, to get on a Hitchcock film. So, you know, like, and then also Lee owed Paramount a picture, so she thought, okay, well, this is a great time to get this picture out of the way. Anthony Perkins, he was a contractor for Paramount. He agreed to do it for $40,000, all because he wanted to work for Hitchcock.
Which
so
is
the great outsider. Just the fact that he thought himself as an outsider is unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's like on the same level as like what do we have today? What's his name? He does Secret Life of Zissou. What's his name? I've just forgotten his name.
Secret Life of what?
Zissou. What's his name? The
Secret Life of what?
Oh my god, the aquatic life of Zissou. What's his name?
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, he's like Wes Anderson, basically.
Secret Life of Zissou.
I'm sorry.
Secret.
I got totally different names in my head.
I was like, what the hell is this?
No, but he's like a Wes Anderson. Like, people want to work with him, even if they are paid like a fraction of what they usually do.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh yeah, sure. I'll make time.
Yeah.
And that's what. And yeah, you are right. It is funny. He thought of himself.
Okay,
different.
So they made this movie pretty quick.
Yeah.
He had some failing health at the time because he was completely overweight, so he was on a diet constantly. He was sort of fighting with his wife about the decisions he made by, you know, taking this film. There was like rumors that she was having an affair with the writer of Strangers on the Train.
Strange.
In the movie and in the biography, they actually talk about that, and so she would come on and she would revise the script. Like, a lot of people said that she should have got co-credited for the rewriting the script because she rewrote the ending. So
you have feelings.
She would be like an editor. All these things. Like, all his things were, you know, he was a great editor, but he was also, he had a vision, but she would help in achieving.
Behind every great man is a greater woman.
Yeah. So when they'd finished the film, they'd watched it.
Yep.
It didn't pop off the screen. He was really worried. So she got in there and she cut the screen. She added the violins for the shower scene.
Incredible.
All things that are important. But the biggest thing they did, so when they first watched it, Paramount finally got to view it. So he would never show them dailies or anything like that. Paramount looked at it and said, no, we're not going to give you a premiere. We'll only open in a few cinemas, and you'll have to get word of mouth to get a bigger, wider release.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, this is like a B movie, right? So what he did was he created a how-to on opening the movie. So he would write that every movie theater would have to have guards, and they would not allow people to come into the movie theater late.
Yeah.
Hard start, because the start's very important in this movie. Then he would have his voice over the loudspeaker saying that the proprietor of this cinema has taken precautions because this movie is very scary, it's very risque. And
disclaimers.
He was the only one doing press for the film. No, Perkins or Lee weren't allowed to do the film because he was so
meticulous about this,
and he didn't want to give away any of the plot points.
I love that.
So important to give away plot points.
it's very important because cinemas, like, we're talking at the time, movies, sometimes you would just have like a bunch of movies just played over each other. And so a lot of people do arrive late or halfway through a movie. And he's like, no.
You can have a look at the trailer on YouTube, and it's actually him being jovial about it and sort of like
Trying to almost egg people on to come and watch it.
hinting away plot details and not giving it away, sort of thing like that.
Like trailers, that's basically a modern trailer. Like he basically created that, I don't know, real aspect to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really clever what he did marketing wise because, directors should jump in.
People went absolutely mad, especially for the shower scene. It got great word of mouth and became one of the biggest hits of the year and the biggest hit of Hitchcock's career.
Yes,
and
I would say
he did
so.
6 movies after this movie, and none of them were as successful as this movie. But even before that, like, nothing was as
Nothing reaches this movie because it's so wildly different, I would say, to his other films.
Yeah.
It looks different, but also it just has a completely... Most of his films are thrillers, almost eccentric thrillers.
Well, speaking of that...
So this one's a lot more of a horror, of course.
So the media reviews of this movie were extremely polarised. Bosley Crowdweather, we've had on this list before.
Yep.
There's not an abundance of subtlety. The lately familiar Hitchcock bent towards a significant colourfully scenery is obviously a low-budget job. The slow build to sudden shocks reliably melodramatic, but the Alfred Hitchcock psychological points are less effective in this movie. So not everyone liked this movie. In Britain, it was a huge box office success, but critics absolutely panned it. The British critic, C.A. Lejeune, was so offended that she not only walked out before the end, but permanently resigned her post as a film critic for The Observer. Other negative reviews, a blot on an honourable career. So this movie here, which turns out to be his greatest achievement, critics absolutely hated it. Plainly a gimmick movie, merely one of those television shows padded out for 2 hours. The Catholic League of Decency gave the film a B rating, meaning it was morally objective in part.
Yeah, critics don't like thrillers.
Also...
Or horrors. They really hate horrors.
Also, there was talk that because he needed to make the movie money back, there was talk of making, just splitting it into 2 and selling it to a television station. That's how bad it was going to be. Like, people thought it was going to be that bad. It was going to be Sully's legacy. But this movie, he was nominated for Best Director. He was Janet Leigh was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Nominated for Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography. All those things happened, and all of it was because the public loved this movie. Now, the Academy Awards, it didn't win anything.
Sorry.
Right?
Yeah, it was bad.
The big year that went up was The Apartment. We absolutely did not like The Apartment. Billy Wilder won Best Director, and it also won Best Picture. We didn't like any of that. So, look.
On reflection, yes.
On reflection, this movie should have won.
On reflection, Psycho, yeah.
Yeah. Even Spartacus won an award over this.
And Spartacus isn't... Look, we've talked... No.
Okay, so reaction to this film recently. Okay, so Rotten Tomatoes 97, Letterboxd 4.3, and IMDb 8.5. Now, 4 years after this movie was released, Hitchcock sold the rights to Universal, and for that he got a stake in the MCA, which is the Universal parent company. After Hitchcock died, there was Psycho 2, Psycho 3, and Psycho 4, The Beginning. The last being a prequel television movie made with the original screenwriter, Jonathan Stefano. There was also a movie remake, Shot for Shot, in 1998. By Gus Van Sant. It starred Vince Vaughn, starred Anne Hesh in the Janet Leigh role, and it starred Julianne Moore in the Vera Miles role. It also had Viggo Mortensen in it.
What?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that was my first introduction to it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
of course.
It was actually a huge deal, that movie.
Wasn't
there was also a TV show called The Bates Motel.
Freddie Highmore starred.
Freddie Highmore and Vera Farmiga was in that. So
Yeah.
also starred Rihanna as Marion
It
Crane.
did.
Yeah.
It did.
I also already talked about the biopic that starred Anthony Hopkins as Hitchcock and Helen Mirren. Scarlett Johansson was Janet Leigh, and
That makes sense.
Jessica Biel was Vera Miles. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, it's been in heaps of pop culture and
Oh,
stuff like that.
I mean, yeah. So, yeah, the reason I knew the ending is, yeah, I've seen it multiple times. Like, people dress up and do that thing, or, you know, the corpse sitting there,
Yeah.
turn around, like, it's been referenced in different movies
Yeah.
and shows. And so, like, the twist wasn't twisty for me, but in a sense that I can tell
Did you
that
imagine
if
seeing that for the first time though? You
it's-
didn't know that.
it's like-
it's a great twist.
it's like, oh my God, never alive. Oh my God. Yeah, it's that.
Great twist.
It's a great twist.
Yeah.
It works.
Every Thursday on Movie News, we do a little segment called Hot Take Clickbait. And last week, you opined about the action sequels that get a vacation.
Yeah, they go on
and
vacation.
Including Nobody too. Hannah, your hot take for this
Location. Oh my God, does it matter?
week? Okay.
So,
Oh.
a lot of movies kind of don't become memorable. And I think the thing with this movie is that it has not just one, but two kind of iconic locales, which is
Sure.
the same locale.
Yep.
But you have the Bates Motel
Yep,
and then the House on the Hill.
that's true.
And completely like, you know, if you just looked at it in any other movie, pretty normal. Maybe the House on the Hill is a little bit, you know, designed differently. But the way this movie's shot and the way they use the House on the Hill and the motel, you know, going back and forth, and all the creepy and suspense is built around this one place. It matters so much to the plot, and it works so well.
Yeah.
It makes this movie, you know, there's an iconic shower scene, but the whole movie's iconic because this whole thing is set here. Like, it's so eerie and desolate, and like a lot of other movies fail to be, I guess, as memorable as iconic because they just don't have the location. They don't have the, you know, horror movies, like especially slashers, it's the town.
Yeah.
But for here, all you need is like a creepy motel and a house on a hill, and you've got it.
Yeah.
And he does. You can see these for yourselves. Like, there's a literal tour you can go on the Universal slot and see them. And even sometimes I'll have like an actor come out and do like a Norman Bates, you know, coming at you. It's so thrilling to see that, yeah, they kept this piece of history alive, and it matters because it's iconic. It is truly iconic. And yeah.
My hot take, I've got
Location.
two actually.
Yeah.
So
Tell me about it.
I've got two.
Tell me.
The first hot take is how sometimes because you're cordoned because of this, in this case, censorship and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah.
he had to shoot in black and white because of the blood.
Yeah, of course.
Right? But he also couldn't show the killing. But I think it's far more threatening and far more scary that you don't actually see the actual killing. And you actually don't see the blood, but you see the water going down the drain.
Kind of similar to Jaws, not ever seeing the shark.
So sometimes you get poked into a corner and it helps you out. Okay?
Yes, you're right.
The other thing is, like, why does Quentin Tarantino not like Alfred Hitchcock? I really want to know why.
I think
He never rates him as one of the best directors. And rewatching this movie, like, and now having a bit more appreciation of
Cinema.
film craft and watching a lot of movies on this list, and you watch this movie, and then you go, this movie is so close to being perfect. There is a scene in this movie, and we'll go through it when we do our scene breakdown, that causes for me to drop off as the best. But this is one of the best movies of all time, and it is so close to perfection. And for one of the best directors, and not only the best directors, but one of the best film historians, not to think that Alfred Hitchcock is a great director, he just never rates him. it just
Some people just irk you the wrong way.
I know,
You've
yeah, I know.
said it in the past.
Yeah.
Like you don't like the director Barbarian,
Yeah.
who did Weapons
I
recently.
know. But this guy,
I will say, I think with Tarantino, he also has a thing about I think Denis Villeneuve as well. Like he just seems to not. Maybe it's a hint of jealousy in him. Maybe it's just a kind of like never.
Maybe because like Alfred
truly
doesn't write
understand
his own stuff, but yeah, I don't know. But
never
I think
understanding someone's craft.
Yeah.
And I
he
think
definitely had a craft.
yeah,
Yeah.
I maybe I would say a hint of jealousy does play a role because sometimes you could look at someone and you're like, you know what, I can do that better, but I wouldn't because I've got things to do. But yeah, I don't know.
Let's go into Pete and Hannah's review, and let's start with scene breakdown. So we start in Arizona, December 11th, and Sam and Marion are having an affair in a cheap motel. First off, I just want to say the actor that played Sam is one of the most terrible actors of all time. John Gavin. Sam. He played Sam Loomis.
He is
very bad, and
he's quite bland.
And in the biography of the making of this movie, Alfred Hitchcock thought he was bad too.
But because it didn't matter, who cares?
Yeah, no, because it was a beat picture. So I
guess it works.
He's very bad.
Because it's bad because he's adult, so it works because
So Sam's saying, "Let's get married," and she's sort of like she's in, and then Sam goes, "No, we can't because
of my debt, my father's debt, and my alimony I have to pay.
I'm divorced. Alimony."
So
she goes back. So it sort of sets up. It's a really good setup for. Oh, if we had money, we'd be perfect,
Yeah.
So we go to the offices. It's like a real estate office, and Marion's like a.
Before she even walks in, she's already like, "I've got a headache."
Yeah.
Like she's.
Well, I think she's pretending to be like that because she's been off work. She only just got back.
Yeah,
so
and I
she's
kind of
been busy having the affair.
This makes a lot of sense for her character.
We see Alfred Hitchcock standing outside the office.
Yeah,
so
cool.
he's always in every one of his films. And then there's this weird scene where the
other assistant
owner of
the Texan.
Yeah, the Texan. He's like sort of like big noting himself and saying he could buy himself out of any problems.
Yeah, buy his daughter whatever she wants.
And so here's $40,000 for this apartment, or is it apartment or house?
Yeah, it's to pay for his daughter's real estate thing. Yeah. So he's putting $40,000 in their trust.
But the owner of the business doesn't want the money, so he says to Marion, take it to a safe deposit. What intrigues me about this movie, I don't know if it's been done before this movie, but there was like an internal monologue for Marion.
Yeah.
Have you seen that before? 1960?
The internal monologue.
Yeah, like Marion going through her head how things would play out.
I don't know if I've seen it, but I really liked it because it's like a lot of people do this.
Yeah.
I also do this. Like you play the scenarios out where if things went wrong, what would happen?
Do you know who was saying those things to her when she was acting? It was Alfred Hitchcock. He was like saying these things and pushing buttons.
Oh, and it looks like she was driving herself crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she leaves still, like basically has $40,000 on her person, leaves, and is driving out.
Well, so she says, "Can I go home after dropping the stuff off?" And she goes home and she's got the internal monologue. The money's sitting on the bed and she's going through all it and she's playing the conversation over in the head. And then she's driving and she's supposed to have already dropped the money off and looks like she's going out of town and her
boss even sees her.
Yeah, sees her on the street. So it becomes tense. So she starts to nod off and she's got that maternal monologue. So she pulls over. The police wake her up the next morning. She slept through the night. And so the police think she's a little bit dodgy. And so she goes...
And then she's on alert because what if someone's called about the money?
And you know what's going on here? We get that really good score from Bernard Herrmann, I think his name is.
Yes.
And it's
that-
slowly building.
It's so like scores are so important in
Yeah.
these horror type movies,
Yeah.
and it works.
Bernard Herrmann, not Bernard. Bernard.
Yeah,
Old Bernie.
Bernard. Yeah,
So she goes and buys a car, and so she's doing a swap over, and the cop is watching her. She
Pays
drives
with
off in a new car, and she forgets her luggage. She has to, and so she's playing it over in her head what she should do, and then she realizes I need to go back. I need to.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go and see Sam. Good call because Sam's terrible, terrible actor. And you don't really want to see him.
Terrible
I don't know where you're going. So she pulls over. The rain is heavy. She pulls over into the Bates Motel, and then she meets Norman. Norman's sort of like he gives off a vibe.
He's a weird guy.
He gives off a vibe. Asks her up to the house.
But
Marion overhears
the conversation because the house is just right up the hill.
Norman talking to his mum, Mrs. Bates, and Norman saying, "Do not bring that Scarlet to my house," and all this stuff like that.
How dare you invite
So Norman brings the meal into
his office, and his office is filled with taxidermies.
Yeah, that's
because it's his
hobby.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
And he has his lonely life, and he's the boy's best friend is his mother.
Yeah,
Marius is just putting the mother in a home, which just makes Norman absolutely crazy. So Norman and Marion sort of leave. She's writing down sort of like what she owes, and she rips it up, and then she flushes down the toilet. So it's the first time we ever see a toilet in movies.
That's pretty cool.
And
The potty.
Norman's like peeping through a peephole. And
watching her.
Watching her undress. Norman decides to go back home. She gets into the shower, and then is attacked with that iconic theme with the violins and dun 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 dun, and you get the blood pouring into the drain, and you get
her grabbing on.
Yeah, and you get the lifeless eye as all the life is drained out of her body as it drips down to the drain.
And she pulls down the shower curtain, and it just it's just
and then
collapses over the bathtub.
Yeah, then Norman comes into the room and says, "Mother, oh God, Mother, blood," and goes down and sees it, and he covers up the mother.
He just immediately springs into action,
Yeah.
says nothing, and just starts
Sees the blood,
cleaning
covers
up.
up the body, dumps it into the car in the swamp. And then we see Leela, Marion's sister, she's going to see Sam, which we know he's such a great actor. And she's been tracked by a private detective, and the private detective meets both of them.
because they're hunting down the $40,000.
Yeah. And so the sister doesn't know what she's been up to. And then the private investigator meets Norman. Norman has completely a lot of story, a lot of holes in his story. He's like absolutely terrible.
Never saw her. Then never saw her. Then couple came last week. I thought you said no one showed up.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
You didn't have the sign on.
Back and forth. It's a back and forth
Yeah.
until he asks to see the book and finds her handwriting, Marion's handwriting.
And he's got like a copy of her handwriting. He goes, yeah, that's her handwriting. And then, does anyone else live here? Oh, yeah, it's my mother. Oh, did she see her? Oh, no, she wouldn't have seen her, blah, blah, blah. Oh, can I see your mother? No, you can't see your mother. So the private investigator rings Sam and then talks to Leela as well and says, I think we definitely know she was here. We definitely know that she was heading towards you, Sam. And then he goes to Leela, I believe Sam. Like, they both didn't believe Sam. Like, they thought Sam had something to do with it.
But he's like, fully believes, like, he never knew about it. And she never reached wherever she was her destination. And then, but he's like, I have, like, just a feeling. There's, like, something, he's like, has a feeling something's still wrong about this place.
Don't we all?
He's like, So I'm going to see if I can talk to the mother.
So the private investigator goes back to the hotel to see the mum, but the mother strikes again. And
he gets actually in the house, and and it really nicely done, and goes up, and the mother just comes down the stairs with a knife.
So Norman has to clean up another body, but before that, Sam And
Well, they were supposed to wait for him to return an hour later.
yeah, so Sam goes and then he's looking for the private detective. Can't find him, so he goes back and sees Lila and says Lila, and they go to the sheriff, and the sheriff goes, Are you saying that the mother? No, the mother's dead. The mother's been dead for years. No. The private detectives have seen the mother.
It was a terrible case. It was matricide, like they, and so you're like, oh, the mother killed her lover, and and the son's been by himself. So who the hell is this mystery woman?
So the sheriff goes to talk to Norman to sort of like straighten this out, and Norman's moved his mum downstairs
to the fruit cellar.
Yeah. And so Sam and Lila come to find the private investigator at Bates Motel, and they're sort of doing it undercover.
Yeah, they're pretending they're a married couple.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks there's nothing.
Yeah, well, Lila thinks that Norman's taking the money, like because this place is not. This is not a successful hotel. Like, of course,
it's odd. So yeah, of course.
So they come up with a plan. Norman is going to talk to... Sam's going to talk to Norman, and Lila is going to talk to the mother. So Sam questions Norman, but he's losing it, and he realizes Lila is looking for the mother, so he attacks Sam. And then Lila's looking for the mother. She goes downstairs and sees the mother, but she is dead. And
She's a corpse.
And it come out of nowhere.
Corpse.
Norman, as dressed as the mother, attacks her. And,
oh my God, this is wild.
Yeah. And so then the sheriff comes, and then you go fast forward to we go into the sheriff's office, and then there's this doctor comes out of nowhere, and this is the worst scene in the movie by far.
This is the scene.
I absolutely hate
If
this
you've
scene.
ever watched like a detective show or movie,
it is so
the
bad.
detective comes forward and narrates the entire story that has happened.
So the guy that plays that in the Gus Van Sant movie is Robert Foster. And tell you what, that scene is absolutely terrible in that movie as well.
Yeah, because
it's so bad. It plays like...
It plays...
plays like
for...
He's a psychiatrist or psychologist and saying all these things,
He's giving a very
Did he kill my sister? Well, yes. And no. And like, Norman murdered his mother and her lover. He tried to
Norman
beat his mother.
The kid.
Crime of passion, not profit. And then the mother's voice is in Norman's head.
Yeah, he's created a split identity where his mother still lives on through him. And then eventually what happens with these crimes is that he would find a woman attractive. Yeah. The mother would take over and she would take care of it.
So you're getting that voice in Norman's head, and then you get Norman with the smile, and then you get the car coming out of the swamp, and then you get the end. Classic Hitchcock close ending. But I'm telling you, if you cut out the psychiatrist bit and you just have Norman smile as they're talking about the murder, and then you get the end after that, perfect movie. Absolutely perfection.
Yeah, you don't like the explaining to the audience. But I feel like an audience...
In 1960 needed it?
Well, they're not watching true crime podcasts every
I'm not either, babes. But you know,
but
I do have like 50 years of like murder she wrote.
Yeah,
to watch it.
I'm like, we're talking about a time where crime,
you know,
like these sort of weird
mate,
cases.
if I could director's cut this,
you would cut.